A very good morning to all our viewers. This is Gargi Deka welcoming you to Nagaland TV's first show, Good Morning Nagaland. We know that the situation in the state is not how we expect it to be in this festive season. But we are together in this and we shall get over it, demanding and getting what we deserve. The justice shall be served. With that, let's begin the day with a positive mindset. And let's begin with hope that everything will get better. Good morning, Rovi.
Good morning, Gargi. Good morning, viewers. Khanke. Mula nam Rovinho Lama Arab Nyanke. Good morning, Nagaland. Good morning, show de swagat karise.
Rovi, let's begin the day with a beautiful thought that will keep us motivated throughout.
Count your age by friends, not years. Count your life by smile, not tears. John Lennon.
Well, that was a good thought by John Lennon. We shall now see the top headlines.
Konyak Union declares 7-day public mourning in the entire district and non-cooperation with the Indian military for violating the NPO declaration of December 18, 2007, which stated there will be no bloodshed in NPO area.
Nagaland Director of School Education postpones examination of all private and government schools under NBSE and CBSE considering the prevailing situation and the prohibitory orders imposed in the district.
Centre expresses regret over Mon firing incident. Amit Shah says incident was a case of mistaken identity.
Political parties and civil society groups in the Chakma Autonomous District Council staged their protest to condemn the alleged negative comment made by Mizoram government on the proposed amendment to the state schedules of the Indian constituency.
Russian President Vladimir Putin on Monday visits India and meets Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the Hyderabad house in Delhi. Describes India as a great power and a time-tested friend. President Putin identifies terrorism, drug trafficking and organized crime as common challenges faced by both countries. Well, we know the latest headlines, Rovi. So now let's delve more into the inner topics of the important news that have found their place in the top dailies of Nagaland.
So, the first paper that I'm going to look into it is from the Morning Express, The Power of Truth. Morning Express from my first topic headlines, Lowo Muntakato. It's 7-day public mourning in Mon District. Sadint Janta Khanpra, Manumura, Tahangla Khandala Nampra. The morning to Manawala se Pura Mon District. So to details ke aru bhal basabo. So 7 days public mourning in Mon district la under the tinta ahi ase etu tekta ase Konyak Union declares non-cooperation with the Indian military. KU submits a memo to President of India and then all examination postponed in Mon district. So let's look into it more clearly. The Konyak Union, the apex tribal body in Mon district, has declared a 7-day public mourning period in the entire district and non-cooperation with the Indian military for violating the ENPO declaration of December 18, 2007, which stated that there will be no bloodshed in ENPO. So according to this heading, Gargi, December 18, 2007 day, ekta azam, that is like law and order ekta which say that there will be no bloodshed in ENPO area. So regarding to that, but now the latest situation, December 4 and December 5, we could see that there was a bloodshed in the eastern area.
Yes.
So this to ekdom eta khilaf ekta hoy jay public laga and that law and order la oporde public aru itu la oporde ekta khilaf hoy jay. So itu nimite justice to lagi ase. Justice not for the people khali manu karne mura manu karne ekla no hoy justice, but justice to remove the AFSP ASPA एक 1958 हटाओ निमित्ते जस्टिस मांगे से इचु तो पूरा प्रदेश पूरा इंडिया सरकार सेंट्रल सरकार के मांगे से सो आरु तो पूरी दिवो within these 7 days of mourning there should be no movement of military forces or patrolling parties failing to abide to this decision and untoward incident that arise during this stipulated time they shall be held responsible. So ite 7 days morning thakatamte military laga gari khan patrolling kura homai nole kishim aha jato band ase idiklan hoigine. The resolution comes in the backdrop of the incident of the December 4 voting firing incident and subsequent violent clash in Montown headquarters on December 5, which resulted in the loss of 14 lives and injured several others, stating that a group of 14 poor innocent civilians lost their life at the hand of Indian military forces. The Konyak Union asserted that the deceased were purely villagers with no connection to any element that may cause the slightest concern to the paramilitary forces or to the national security of India in any respect. Iramian Jana Nishna Tate 14th Manu Murato, they are just villagers. Busti man thakishe, Kampra wapas gorde ahiatamte, Gariti Bugina hatamte, Indian Army, that is Assam Rifle Khanbra, Andas pa blank fire kurigine, choijon ge on spot morai dishe. Do Khali Nagaland Pradesh no hoy, Northeast region no hoy holibi, Dunia India sobte do khopor peligina se ki without any understanding, without any information, without any perfect information, I should say, Gargi, without any perfect information,
yes, and without any
killing,
concrete evidence.
Yes, without any evidence, killing the innocents alive on the spot was like, ijudo ekta kotha nola like ta jinis ekta ase. Itu pura Indian Army khan bra kwa nishna tahan to underground khan bra ahigine inika aha hisab te operation jala ase. But then tahan bi information the bhalpa janigine kuro lage, because encounter means taking life of someone, whether it's terrorism, whether it's public. So with proper details tahan itu janibo lage. So ite itu hisab te hi tahan itu 7 din la morning rakhe. So the next topic itula under the ahiase KU submits memo to President of India, that is the Konyak Union on Monday asserted that the December 4 incident at Oting cannot be termed as a case of mistake identity. Yatibi likhigina say December 4 or December 5 la hadsa to, it's not a mistake identity. Itu do ekta najaning ne golti kura la bi no hoy, jani ne kura nishna ekta ho jeshe. So this is an act of atrocity beyond reasoning, without a perfect reason. It's a cruel act ekta ho jeshe manu ke maria to, because even to this generation, if we see that, like, even killing of dogs, even killing of animals is totally banned. The killing of people, it's of like, there is a huge difference, there's a huge gap between that. So, yadaru janai diya ki condemning the incident, the union demanding remedial action, including repeal of the Contentious Armed Force Special Power Act AFSPA 1958 from the entire Northeast region and removal of the 27 Assam Rifle from the district. The 27 Assam Rifle must immediately vacate Mon district on moral ground for failing to provide security to its citizens, whereby the military forces from the other state had intruded and committed the Oting Yatong massacre on December 4, 2021, the memo stated. So, yate KU, that is Konyak Union Canberra, Sarkar ke khali tahan justice mangya to ASPA Act 1958 to hatai dibi, because mohan ke Indian Army la protection na lage ki karne we people mohan nijer prahi mohan nijer ke protect kor pare itu lahi janai ase aru itu nimite for all this situation for all these things happening in and around so regarding that all examination postponed. Meanwhile, the Directorate of School Education, the DOSE, has informed that examination which were scheduled from December 6 onwards have been postponed till further order. So, yete aru koi ase. In a notice issued through the state of DIPR, the DOSE stated that examination of all private and government schools under the Nagaland Board of School Education as well as the Central Board of School Education would remain postponed considering the prevailing situation and the prohibitory orders imposed in the district. Further directive regarding rescheduling of the examination will be issued in due course of time. So examination in Mon district, both the Central CBSE, Central Board of School Education and NBSE, Nagaland Board of School Education the postpone kurdishe kuntu examination December 6 pa shuru ho thaka do eta bon kurdishe aru itula information update to joldi janai dibo koigine janai ase aru the next headline I have is a survivor recount his ordeal during the Otting fire incident. So yete the justice we are asking for is to revoke the AFSPA A, lest another incident happened not just in Nagaland but anywhere in India. Everyone is under the law and the offender should be arrested and judged accordingly to the law. Itu to manli prakwala se manli to tatela ekta civilian ase bosti manu ekta ase kun laga Chutu bhai younger brother to itu hatsate December 4 hatsate Assam rifle khan ba marigine morai diala tala bhai pra itu statement digna ase tai to December 4 de hatsa hua pishide tahan bosti manu khan jaikena tahan bosti manu khan jaikena itu guli mara mari hua to tahan jaikena check kurise check kura homaite tahan pra rukhawle try kura tamte Assam rifle pra tai ki bi tala thengte guli marigene tai to itia Dimapur Hospital, that is Christian Institute of Health Science and Research in Dimapur, CIHSR te admit hoigine ase ICU te tai thengte guli mara puram. So the story to inika ase tai pra kwa hisab to duita mang ase civilian khana side pa. One is the compensation which is very must for their families because kun manu ke muraise itu manu khan hi itu bhai khan konyak bhai khan pra hi tahan la family tahan la bacha maiki khan karne kama ghor karne sabji khan bhat khan kama ghor shelter dia kapra dia la man thakise. So it is must from the government, state government and even the central government that they must provide the compensation to their family as well as to like pura nishna konishna ASPA 1 1958 to hatai dibi ko kine mang koshi tala bhai parbi to tala bhai pa story ko hisab te story tala bhai pa story ko hisab te tala bhai to idu jai thaka coal mining te adjont youth khan jai thakshi gushi tiru in a pickup truck te jai thakshi sham te tiru ba kam khotom hoigine to pickup truck pra khor ja samaite patrolling security forces pra ahi kene direct fire gurise to fire kura homaite choita to on the spot morise idu choita spot te mura homaite choita spot te mura homaite busti manu khan idu guli la hawa suni kine ahishe ahi kine satamte gari te tahan kundu pickup truck ta aise to pickup truck to khali thakise khali thaka homaite aru army la Indian army la truck te lash khan choita manu kun murise tahan lash to truck te thakise guse. So itula scenario se jashi gordo Indian army khan bra lukawole try korise de tahan bra marishe najaning ne marishe guse murai dise manuke to murai de bishe they should have surrendered but then they didn't. They tried to hide the situation tahan pra kura kam to tahan lukawle try korise.
The fact that they entire scenario takes a flip when you get to know a news like this, that they were trying to flee the situation, or they were trying to escape the reality and hide the fact that something wrong happened. I mean, a wrong might have been a wrong, but there two wrongs added it, making it worse, right?
Yes.
So the fact that they tried to hide it, or the public had to forge in to find out a way, or to clarify the entire situation, to know what happened exactly. That was a wrong altogether. It shouldn't have happened.
Yes.
Although the center is saying it was mistaken identity. I would like to ask, if it was a mistaken identity, then why didn't they own it up? That it was, of course it was a mistake. It was a grave mistake, and it shouldn't have been committed. But if you have committed the mistake, then why can't you own up to it? Why can't you act according to it? Why does the public have to interfere, take the control in their hands to find out the answer to the reality? That's not how we're doing it. That's not how democracy is. That's not how you expect us to react after you take law into your hands. You think that you have the power to shoot out at people, at commoners, at laymen, and then expect us to keep quiet. That is not how people are going to react. Yes?
Yes, absolutely. So, tahan bra Indian Army kan bra lash ke tahan la gari te lukai kene jai thakshi kushe. To tu tamte busti manu khan ba ahi kene rukhawle try kushe. Kile no rukhawo na?
Yes.
After Murija Bishitu, they need the body,
Bodies,
right? Body lage. Cemetery.
What were they going to do? Were they going to bury the bodies without the knowledge of the families, or what were they up to? Because we need answers to those questions. We need to hold them accountable for what we have seen. If there is another version to it, we want to know that as well. We want to know their version. But there has been no clarification on their part regarding the entire scenario, or the chronology of instances that took place that led to the entire state of Nagaland in this fear and this anger that is gripped among them. So we want to know, if it is not what it is, then what really happened. We want to know the clarification.
Itu pishite the choita dead body ke truck te rakha tamte Indian Army ka tahan pra dead body ula tamte iniga kun gusa no thibo na manu ke murai de pishite they would try to fight kuru jaise busi manu du tamte Indian Army baru du jun ke on the spot murai. So Chojun ke murai, after that they should have surrendered, but instead aru dujun ke murai dishe on the spot. So itu to ekdom lowo na thakala kotha ekta ase. Itu nimete atta ke murai dishe hulibi kui thaka nishna itu talaga bhai manling ba kwa nishna talaga bhai to younger brother was the president thakshi Konyak union la student union la president thakshi. So being as a leader of a particular organization and being killed for no reason, itu to ekta like sawal uthala khota ho jay ki te hushi kulibi. So iniga hua parahi tahan prai na kuchil. But I am very proud of Nagaland that even after immense situation hua PCTV, no one tried to harm Assam Rifle. Yeah, kotha bra tahan rukhawle try kushe, kotha ba gali khan ke awo denai, army khan ke awo denai holibi jaigine tahan ke kiba kura no holibi dangor andolan kura inga thaka na. They just want in a peace praise of photom kole munase. So they just want to AFSPA Act 1950 to hatai dibi korese. To hatai dishi kore to it would be good not only for Nagaland but for entire Northeast, and who knows, it would be
other parts of India.
Other parts of India to be kam ekta ho parbo.
With that, I would like to add, the fact that you just said that we are proud of Nagaland for not retaliating or not going against the Assam Rifles. Well, Rovi, you know what? It takes a lot of courage to stay calm. It takes a lot of courage that after such a heinous crime being met out, to keep your calm and just protest asking for the demands and not react the way that the Assam Rifles reacted. The public can do the same.
Yes, like and Kargi, many people in like India, apart from Northeast, they we are headhunters. Naga people are headhunters. Pula zamna de matha katikne manjina kure. But then pula zamna la bhabi kine itya saishu kule to we are 100% human. Tahan bhabe mohondo inya kure. But then we don't do like that.
No, it's not even about the prescribed identity. The fact that there is a amicable way, there
Yes,
is
sir.
a peaceful way of coming to
Yeah.
a solution. There is always a way of finding out a solution. But what the army did, I mean, no doubt, the
Yeah.
army's role is to protect the country. The army's
Yes.
role is to protect the state. But in the time of protecting the state, look what they did.
Yeah.
It's condemnable, and it will be,
Misusing the laws and order
Yeah, it
given
is-
by the central government.
it is clear picture of misuse of the power bestowed upon them. So how do we go about this and ignore what happened? We can't put a blind eye, nor can we. This is going to remain in the history unless they have something concrete to establish their actions. I don't think anybody in the history of humanitarian understanding will get over what happened on the 4th of December.
Yeah.
With that, Rovi, I would like to move on to my next important daily that we have, that is the Eastern Mirror. In the Eastern Mirror, as we know, yesterday we have been updating our viewers with the latest happenings in the state of Nagaland and the district of Mon. We know that yesterday the 14 civilians who were killed on the night of December 4th were brought back in the town of Mon, where they were laid down to rest at the helipad ground. Yeah, their dignitaries came in, starting from Chief Minister Nephew Rio, Deputy CM Y Paton, NPF Legislature Party Leader TR Zeliang, Konyak legislatures, and other ministers were also there. You know, Neba Krono, Panyu Form, all of them were there. They paid their respects to the civilians who lost their lives and everything. And during this entire funeral service, Rio was also there. CM Rio, in fact, gave a speech in the funeral where he said, he asked the center to repeal the ASPA. You know, this ASPA has been a debate, a long-standing debate, and it is being misused all over again and again. It is not just the December 4th incident. We have had numerous incidents before also where ASPA has been condemned. The fact that ASPA has been misused has been in the news for time and again, but there has been no concrete steps, nor has the center ever thought about how the people are dealing with the fact that ASPA is taking so many lives in the name of power and in the name of laws that have been put out by the central government. But one thing that I would say, although compensation of no kind can bring back the lives, nor can that be a way of that's not a way of consoling a soul or a parent or a family who has lost their child or who has lost their, you know, their own dear ones in such a unfortunate incident. But still, the government has announced that the state government will provide an ex gratia of 5 lakhs and 1 government job each for the kins of the victim. And the center has also announced that rupees 11 lakhs of ex gratia and a government job to the kin will be provided. So this is one good step, I would say, but the another fact that I would like to point out is that this is an announcement.
Yeah.
I am only waiting for ground reality. I am waiting that this ex gratia reaches the families and the kins at the soonest, and this just does not remain in the papers or in the news where I am talking about it, where I am trying to persuade that the government is taking some steps, but in reality there is nothing that is being done. So I want, if the government has made a statement, it better stand by it. So the next story that I would like to take is that Konyak Union, like Rovi has already talked about, Konyak Union declares Black Day and a 7-day mourning. Well, I don't know if a 7-day mourning will still justify, or if we can still do justice by doing 7-day mourning. But yes, this is a great step on the part of the union, which has declared 7 days of mourning to observe December 4th as a Black Day, and also the 5th of December as Black Day every year, right? Terming that the incident firing was the worst predominated carnage of the modern times and the history of the Konyak tribe. The union stated that one more innocent was killed during the agitation on the 5th of December, and a day after 13 villagers who were shot dead. You know, and it wasn't just that, a dozen were injured as well, Rovi. I would like to bring that to your knowledge. With that, I would now go on to the centers. Yesterday, in fact, we know that the parliament session is going on, right? Winter session of the parliament is going on. In yesterday, Amit Shah, and not just Amit Shah, many other ministers also came in support of what happened, the condemnable incident that took place on the 4th of December, that took place in Nagaland. Many ministers came to talk about it. Many ministers spoke on why and how the government should not allow this act to stay in place. Centre expressed regret though over the Mon firing incident, yet Amit Shah made the statement that the incident was a case of mistaken identity. Union Home Minister said that the ambush by the Indian Armed Forces in the night of December 4th had been because of mistaken identity, and he expressed great regret over the incident. He was addressing both the houses in the parliament when he said that government had received some intelligence based on which they had decided to act upon, but on what basis? Are your intelligence so poor that you went on to kill civilians in the name of intelligence received? Are the intelligence inputs so poor that we are losing innocent lives because of this? If that is so, we don't need intelligence input anymore. That is not what we as citizens or as civilians are expecting as a form of protection from the government anymore. Because if in the name of intelligence input we are losing out our brothers and sisters, no, we don't need that. But Shah made this comment that it is a sincere regret on his part about the unfortunate incident, and based on inputs, the Indian Army went on looking forward for the movement of insurgents near Tiro village and Tizit area of Mon district. A team of 21 para-commandos of Indian Army had laid ambush in the evening of December 4th and approached the location where it was signaled to stop. However, the vehicle tried to flee, following which the vehicle suspected carrying insurgents was fired upon, which resulted in the killing of the 6 out of 8 people traveling in the vehicle. Yes, it still remains debatable. We can go on and on, talk about this, more on this, and we can, bring about a lot of topics. But with that, I would now like to end this section and move on to our next section. Well, Rovi, we have had a serious talk and the mood is quite tightened up. To loosen it a bit, let's go through the facts of the day which happened previously.
Noam Chomsky, an American linguist, was born on December 7, 1928. Armed Forces Flag Day is observed on December 7.
Rovi, did you gather a thought or two? I mean, a fact or two? I'm sure you did. Even if you didn't, I hope our viewers did. I hope one of the facts at least will help you in the near future whenever you're supposed to be talking or spilling facts at all. With that, let's go on to the next part of the show, which is the morning melody. We'll listen to a beautiful song to lighten the mood.
Oh he-yo, hey-yo, oh he-yo, 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 oh he-yo, hey-yo,
I hope this melodies refresh us all.
With that, we have now come to an end to the show and we would now take your leave. But before we take your leave, we would give you the weather updates. Please take care, viewers.
Sopanike Baldin Salam.